Hello, welcome to DIY Health. I'm Skylar, and here with me today we have Melanie Templer, one of the original founders of Utama Spice. Melanie, perhaps you can tell us a little bit about your inspiration and the motivation behind Utama Spice and the products that you created.
Yeah, so I was, really inspired when I came to Indonesia and to Bali in particular to find quite an unbroken lineage still where people were using natural plant medicines, which in the West, I was already very interested in. But of course, here was a completely new spectrum of plants and a much more alive lineage of information passed directly from one mother to another, from the one priest to the people coming for help. But I also saw at that time that it was starting to get disrupted. It was starting to get really overtaken by modern medicines. People were forgetting their own medicine. So it started very experiential. Mm-hmm. So there'd be a little thing maybe wrong with me. I can remember I had once very itchy skin, and the Ibu said, "Oh, why don't you use this coconut oil with ginger and with shallot hearts roasted in it to use?" Yeah. And my itchiness completely went away. So it was a process of gradual discovering which things worked and which things were in regular household use. And very, very ironically, younger Balinese people would come up to me asking me if I knew what they could use. And they'd be sometimes very happy with the result. They'd say, "Gimana Ibu tahu? How did you know?" And I'd be like, "Well, actually, your own grandmother told me about this. You should actually go and talk to your own grandmother, in fact,
Interesting. And how about your the first product that you developed and the R&D that went into this product? Because I know that's quite a big story and set the way for the rest of the products and the development of your products.
Well, one of the first products we developed was this incense here called Temple Spice, which came about because I just wanted to have a lovely high-quality incense to burn for myself and my family in our own ceremonies and for our own lives, and found out a lot of the incense here already was being formulated with synthetic fragrance, with synthetic glues to hold it together. Okay. So I knew a little bit about natural incense making, but I'd never made an incense stick in my life before. So it started really a gradual process of experimentation. Okay. And so I met with a very beautiful priest and with one of his assistants called Dayu Suci, who pointed me in the direction of some gums and resins and flowers that were used here in the traditional ceremonial incense, and decided to combine those onto a stick, and spent a long time working on the glue, a non-toxic glue, which was a plant origin glue. And then it was also to do with just treating my own children, my own friends, and myself with things that would work to heal us. So I want to show you one of my favorite plants here, okay, which I was so happy to discover. So it doesn't look like much. Yep. Just this green leaf here. Yep. A plant called patchouli. Okay. Patchouli. Yeah. So, people think, oh, it's just a hippie perfume. Yeah. Yeah. And then I started finding out, they use it for this. And then I started looking at some Vedic literature from India, which is also where some of the roots of Bali information come from. Yeah. And I found out it's good for all kinds of toxic insect bites. It's good for burns. It's good for wounds. It's good for scar tissue. And it can also keep moths away from your clothes. So it's multiple uses.
Your products seem to be developed out of necessity rather than a commercial.
Oh, yes. Well, apart from, of course, we wanted to keep mosquitoes away from ourselves. But really, a key thing happened. A dog of ours called Sari got bitten by a snake. And she was mortally, mortally ill. And she was lying here, somewhere right in where I am here now, and was being surrounded by ants, by flies, by mosquitoes, and they were all starting to attack her as she was starting to die. We thought, this dog is going to die please let this dog not die. And we just started sprinkling these essential oils around her in a circle. And it was amazing. The flies stopped coming, the ants stopped attacking her, the mosquitoes stopped biting her. And then, of course, we also used coconut oil. Coconut oil is a strong antitoxin.
Okay.
So we fed her with some coconut oil and then just kept her hydrated with water. And miraculously, this dog, which should have been dead and already had a blue tongue, you know, was really recovered. But then this gave the inspiration, okay, this is an incredible combination, you guys, you know, this really worked. So let's start using it also on ourselves.
So because this was or products that were being developed and the motivation wasn't to become necessarily a company, when did you realize that there was actually some commercial viability to the products and there was maybe a market that you could start selling this to?
A Californian woman came to my house, who was called Saraswati, or is called Saraswati, and I showed her the oil, told her the story, and she tried it on her skin. She's like, wow, this is really amazing. This is an incredible massage oil. And I'm like, yeah, well, you want some? And she goes, yeah, I want some. I want to order it for my shop. I think this is going to be, she said, I think this is going to be a really good business for you. And I'm like, really? Oh, okay. And she said, oh, but you've only got one fragrance here, and I need five fragrances because I need to launch it as a product in my shop in San Francisco. So can you get me 5 fragrances in, you know, a month or something? So I'm like, oh, well, I'll try, you know?
Right.
So suddenly we were rushing around making our first label.
You know, when most people think about skincare and how they're developed, they might think about labs, but I know you guys have a very unique way, or you yourself have a very unique way of the way you develop and conceive your products. Perhaps you can explain that a little bit to us? Yeah,
it basically started in the kitchen, it started in the garden. It started really on this basic household level.
And it seems to be
it's fun. It's not, I don't do it because it's work. No, the only thing I think is really work, is if I have to go to Denpasar. But if I can hang out here, you know, stirring and brewing up stuff, then I'm happy, and it's not like work. It's like fun. It's like passion. It's like,
And I know you've been working on some new formulations to improve some of your soaps or things.
Oh yeah, this was a request. So here we have, this is, can you see this? Yeah, by popular request, people wanting to have some really high quality liquid soap that would be free of palm oils. And free of any kinds of preservatives, surfactant, thickeners, and all the other things that are added into. So this eventually will be, well, you'll be able to wash your dishes with it. And we'll also make another formulation that will be really good for your hair. We're going to put in natural plant extracts like, I don't know, you heard of Downwaru?
No, what is Downwaru?
Downwaru is a kind of a tree hibiscus.
Okay.
And again, totally traditional Indonesian. That's really good for your hair. In the olden days, people washed their hair with that. Didn't even use soap.
Okay.
But these days, because of all the petrochemicals we're burning, and the grease, you know, from all that when you're in the road, then you need a bit of soap to break that down as well. Yeah. I think in the old days when the air was very clean, I think the Downwaru on its own was probably enough. I could basically go on for hours, just to summarize. This would be a never-ending subject. Of course, you know, because of various rules and regulations, we can't make too many claims. We don't make claims. Just try it for yourself, and you'll find out.
See if you like it?
Yeah, see if you like it.
Well, thank you very much, Melanie, for coming and talking to us.
Lovely to talk to you.
Lovely to speak to you.
Yeah.